Meet the latest graduate of King's College. I probably shouldn't brag, but that got amazing astonished. The scholars say I got the same virtuosity. Your brains is my pops. The ladies say my brain's not where the resemblance stops. I'm only 19, but my mind is older. Gotta be my own man, like my father, but bolder. I shoulder his legacy with pride. I used to hear him say that someday I will blow us all away. Ladies, I'm looking for
The humble tomato. How many hours, miles, and work goes into the tomato that I'm holding in my hand? In our global food and labor class, we're able to take a look at the journey that food takes. We don't see the labor being put into the food that we buy, but if we did, we certainly wouldn't stand for it. I'm here to humbly present the information that I have learned about the hands that feed us. What we have to understand is that the system is built in a way that is advantageous for those at the top of the hierarchical chain. And who's at the top? Big corporations who profit off of food. To simplify, they take something that is vital to survival, food, and they sell it for a price. It's because of the commodification of food. As defined by Marx, a commodity is a goods or service that is produced by human labor, and this labor is then sold as a general product on the market. So by definition, this tomato is a commodity. This tomato had to take a few steps to get to me. Step number 1, production. Workers plant, care for, and harvest food items. Step 2, processing. Workers process raw food goods into finished products. For tomatoes, it'd probably be ketchup or salsa. Step 3, distribution. Workers transport food from one destination to another, loading and unloading at various warehouses and distribution centers. Step 4A, retail. Workers sell the product in supermarkets, grocery stores, convenience stores, things like that. Here, workers also have to maintain their workspace. Step 4B, service. So this tomato could have easily been in the back of a burger joint and been put into a burger. Notice how at every step I said workers do a certain job. More often than not, at any one of these steps, they could have been treated unjustly. We specifically took a closer look at the production side. Who exactly picked my tomato? We were alarmed to see that more often than not, it was an undocumented worker, who was probably working to literally just survive. They travel state to state in search of farms that need help, and the wages for these workers are usually unjust. Usually they are paid per bucketful of crop they harvest. In Immokalee, Florida, workers went on a hunger strike, asking for 1 cent more per bucket they harvest. And what do you know, they were still met with opposition from the corporations. At every step, workers are being taken advantage of. Unpaid overtime, wage theft, unsafe work conditions, and other unjust work practices. For example, in the next step of processing, I read a book about the production of Spam. In Ted Genoway's book, The Chain, workers used compressed air hoses to liquefy the brains. I'm gonna read it over there. Someone up the chain of command, someone at Hormel, had found a buyer in Korea where liquid pork brains were used as a thickener in stir fry. It left the workers inhaling a fine pink mist. They were inhaling pig brain, sometimes for up to 8 hours straight. Yeah, no breaks. Many of these workers suffered from an autoimmune disease. Their symptoms included pain, fatigue, headache, and partial paralysis. And it went to court, but they were only paid out $12,500, which is half a year's pay for some of these people. It's not a good look, guys. And the problems don't get better as you go through the steps. How exactly can we solve this problem? The catch-all answer is to decommodify food and make it accessible to anyone and everyone. You don't have to buy food anymore. It sounds impractical, right? To change a system in which we all get a chance to survive and live.